Hey guys, it's Marissa, kitchentablestamper.com. I am so excited to share the project that I have with you. I woke up this morning and designed this one. The fun part is I had this in mind for my husband anyways. I found these 2 packs of playing cards at the Dollar Tree. So they come in a box, 2 packs, and they're plastic wrapped. So you could put them back in the 2-deck box if you wanted to, but there's not a single box for them. But they're 2 for $1, so it's a great price. And I love the new Game On stamp set. Really excited about that one. And knew that I would be for sure making some treats with the cards and dice and the chessmen. Got these. I knew I was going to make this for my husband, but what I didn't know was how it was going to look when I woke up this morning. And so I grabbed my Game On stamp set, and laying on the table next to me was my Connect 4 from yesterday. And so look at this. A stamp set that hasn't been inked is my Game On. I was making a treat box anyways. So here's another Connect 4 for you. Treat box. Stamp set that hasn't been inked is Game On. Use a tag. So I turned this little ornate frame into a cute tag, and real red. So that's my Connect 4 for you, and this is our project for today. What do you think? All right, so this is today's project. It's inspired by the Fruit Stripes gum and the Cute Fruit gum box. So very similar construction, but completely different purpose. And using one of my favorite new products from the 2020-2021 annual catalog, the Game On stamp set. And I bought this one, and now I finally had some time to do something cool with it. So that's it. Let's see. Oh, Janet says she loves how I colored the ace only in red. Isn't that fun? All right, so let's get started. This is our feature stamp set, and let's work on this box. So the box is, let's see here. I need my template. The box is 5 1/8 by 8. And I've got basic black cardstock. And as usual, the template picture will be on the printable project sheet. Let's get our Simply Scored tool here. And, all right, so let's score on the 5 1/8 inch side. We're going to score at 3/4 and at, let's see, I need my cheat sheet, 4 3/8. This is the first time I made this box this morning and not familiar with the measurements. All right, then we're going to rotate. We're going to score again. Now on the 8 inch side at 2 5/8. And 3 3/8. At 6. And 6 3/4. Pretty simple. I hate when I jump the track. I jumped the track a little bit right there. If you guys don't already do this, you can always turn your paper over and then really gently kind of minimize the look of that when you jump the track. It helps. It doesn't make it perfect, but it helps. All right, let's work these scores and cut out the excess. I'm gonna grab a bone folder here. And we're gonna work this. Now, I found this morning when I was making the first of these boxes that my cardstock was really stretching bad on the folds. It was even cracking a bit. I find that the dark colors in the summertime do it more than any others. So I do work them both ways. I know people ask me all the time why I do that, and that's it. Just because then all the stress on the fold happen on the first round. Like when you fold it for the first time, that's when all the stress happens, and then it's folded into your box. It helps. All right, my scissors. Let's do this now. Okay, so in your left hand, you have this larger panel, and then in your right hand, you have these 2 smaller panels. Do you see that? It's black, so I'm not sure if you're seeing the score lines, but you want this one on the right side. Now, the first thing you want to do is from this very far right score line, you want to just cut up to the intersecting score line. Then you're going to rotate to the 5 and an 1/8 side and cut all the way down 2 score lines, and then debulk. See that? So that makes your inner flaps and your flap close. And so we're going to do the same thing opposite. We'll cut the first score line to the intersection. We'll rotate to the 5 and an 1/8 side, all the way down to the second score line, and then debulk. So just add a little angle cut on that flap. You want to take away the entire score line there. All right, so there's the top, the tuck flap for our box. Now let's work on the bottom tabs. This one you're going to go the next score line and the last score line. Take those out with a little dart. Stop at the intersecting score line. Other side. Okay? Let's take out one more. That's it. Pretty simple. Now, that's the other reason why I put the templates in the project sheets, because sometimes it helps to see which pieces you cut out. So there's the box base. All right, so we're going to add our tear and tape adhesive, and what you want to do is fold the little tabs in and add the adhesive. So we're working on the inside of the box, and you're going to take these front tabs and you're going to add the adhesive without folding them in. See that? So there's your adhesive for this box, your adhesive placement. All right, we're going to take the little tabs off and fold. Make nice corners. Now you got the back and the bottom of your box. Let's remove the adhesive on the front tabs. We always want the adhesive on the front tabs and the front tabs to wrap to the back of the box. Then our seams are on the back of the box and we have the neatest possible outcome. All right, there's our box. Pretty cool, huh? I want to know what else fits in here. So if you try this box and you put something else in it, fits great. I want to hear about it. We can talk about that stuff on the craft social. That's where we're playing Connect 4, by the way. I'm going to just round the corners here on my tuck flap. All right. Now, designer series paper. I cut these for us ahead of time. These are from the World of Good designer series paper pack. It's a specialty pack. It's back in stock now. It was on stop sell for a while. We've got the bumblebee grid on the back. There's a cool foiled map. And we're going to use the globes, the foil globes, and there's a compass pattern on the back of there. Good masculine pattern. Now we're going to take our globes and make sure you've got the earth facing up, and we're going to also round the bottom 2 corners of that piece on the wide side. All right, let's see here. If you guys saw my live video last night, I had some adhesive difficulties, and I'm hoping that we won't have the same difficulties here, because I thought about coming over to the video station and unclogging my adhesive before I started the video and then forgot to do it. So praise God, my adhesive was not clogged. We're just going to put this on the front of our box and burnish that guy down. And then I'm going to pop my cards in because it'll give me some support to work against. And I'm going to turn over for a second. Let's get our globe paper. And we're going to adhere that to the flap of our box. I love the multi-purpose liquid glue. I got a second there to slide and make sure I got a nice even border. All right, there's that. We're cruising, aren't we? Now, I did die cutting ahead of time because these live videos can get pretty long. So let me show you a couple of things that I did for my layers here. I've got a basic black label, and that one is the largest from Stitch So Sweetly, and that's the 3 7/16 by 2 5/16. I took pictures of all of these charts, and I'm going to put them in the craft social probably this weekend. Okay, so everybody's been asking about those and about the wonder recipes. So the wonder recipes are now in the craft social and the files section, so you can access them easily. And the charts will be joining them in the files section soon. All right, then we have the Real Red. I did this 1 11/16. Kind of, it's got like a pinking edge. It's not soft like a scallop. It's pointy like a pinking shear. So I did one of those out of Real Red. And we cut the Ornate Frames dies. We use this long, skinny label. We're going to turn that into a little bit different shaped tag. This is from Bumblebee. Okay, so we did those ahead of time. And I've got a scrap of Whisper White cardstock to stamp. One more thing that we die cut ahead of time. Again, out of Real Red, I die cut this little spray so that I could have a little heart. Because what I did was I really wanted the little heart on the Ace of Hearts to be a little bit more dramatic. So I used one of these little hearts over the stamped image, and then our little primitive heart right here. Oh, wait, slide. Our little primitive heart right here. I cut that one ahead of time in Real Red. I've got my deck of, or my cards, the hand here. Look at that. It's a royal, what is that, a royal flush? Is that what that is called? You can tell I don't play cards. And we're gonna ink this one up in Memento. Give it a stamp. All right. I think you guys are talking amongst yourselves right now. I'm gonna catch the comments in just a minute. All right, so you got a black one. Oh, look at how cool that's, isn't that cool? The shadows that are like built in with the stippling. I love this set. I'm very excited about this one. It was fun to ink a stamp that's never been inked before this morning. All right, so we're gonna wipe that off, and we want to give that just a second to dry. I don't want to bring any of that black goo into my red ink pad, so we're gonna change from the cards to Lucky Me because I have you. Here's our Bumblebee tag. And I need my Memento Tuxedo Black one more time. We're gonna stamp this dude centered up and down, but to the right, and give it a stamp. I hope it's not uphill or downhill. Ooh, looks good. I like that black on the Bumblebee. Now, Real Red. Yeah, Lisa says this set is very detailed. It is. It's just, and it's the hand-drawn art. It's got an artistic flair to it. It's definitely a beautiful stamp set. The art is great. And it's masculine. It's so hard to find masculine sets that are awesome. All right, and then one in Real Red. Now, I'm going to trim down this Lucky Me because it covered too much of my cards. I want to debulk it a little bit, as we say. I'm going to pop this Lucky Me into my trimmer, and I'm really kind of winging it here. What I'm doing with it is I'm lining up the points on the track. Close it up, hold it down, and cut. This is hard for me. I'm such a control freak. I want everything perfect and straight and right. And so it was really hard for me to cut down this tag, but it looked really good when it was done. It was quite the experiment for me though. All right, hold it there. And there's our tag. It's okay to modify them. That's the thing. And mine's a little wider at one end than at the other. And you know what? I'm going to embrace that because once I put the little heart on there, nobody's ever going to notice. So speaking of, here's our little heart. And we're going to little multi-purpose liquid glue and glue that right on. Let that dry for a second. All right, so I cut that guy in half. Let's glue this. We're splitting it so that we can actually see it. Our cards would have covered it entirely if we just glued it on. So we're gonna make it a little bigger, kind of a custom size here. And we gotta cut out our cards, so let's do that. I'm going to just fussy cut, trim around this guy. I'm going to leave a little hair, so I'm not going to cut on the line. I'm going to just cut past it to the outside. And when I fussy cut, I turn the paper with my left hand. My right hand, which is my dominant hand, just opens and closes, opens and closes. Sometimes it cooperates. My right hand will follow a little bit sometimes, but mostly my right hand doesn't move. Its job is to open and close the scissors, and my left hand guides the paper. So if you're somebody who has trouble fussy cutting, give that a try. Just open and close the scissors with your dominant hand and roll the paper with your non-dominant hand. You don't want to hack out with your dominant hand. That's when you're going to get those jagged cuts. The other thing for a nice smooth cut is support your scissor. This is a weak and wobbly scissor. This or this is a very supported blade, and you'll get a smoother cut with better control. So those are my little fussy cut tips for you. I like to give those once in a while. Then we've got the real red, and we're gonna just fussy cut the ace. And again, did you see that? I totally turned that hand of cards. I didn't try to trace around it with my scissors. Does that help anybody out there? I hope it does. All right, we need some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to bump the little ace of hearts and give it the a little bit of extra attention it deserves. It's so cute. I'm going to use a lot of adhesive. I don't like a saggy middle. And pop these dudes off right in the... So I wasn't sure, like there's not really any way to color this stamp set. Well, you could go in and add a little bit of, but because of the stippling and stuff, I wanted some excitement, and I found that that was a way to really highlight that ace of hearts. There's a little heart that we cut ahead of time with the real red. We'll pop that on top of the card, which is going to give it a little bit more oomph. I wanted it to really draw the eye. Then these guys go on to our label. You can adhere them flat. You don't want to cover all of that little pinking circle behind. Let it peek out from the top and the bottom. Now, closing the box. What I like to do with a tuck tab box, I like to close up my box and grab, this is my favorite piece right here. Of course, you know, we only have so many of these pieces, but I love to take this edge piece or a couple of half dimensionals with the flat side, but this makes it so easy. I close the box nice and snug and then run the dimensionals right at the very edge. I don't tape it closed. Sometimes it's so close that it stays, you see? And then I'll take a couple of half dimensionals and put them at the very bottom of the label. That way we've really supported our label, but we didn't take any chance of gluing our box shut. All right? Let's get that sticky. Stacy's always looking for tips. Awesome. So hopefully the fussy cutting and this tip about tuck flap boxes and how to get them nice and tight, because you want that tuck flap to open and close freely, but you want it to stay closed when it's supposed to be closed. You want it to open smoothly, and you don't want to accidentally glue it shut while you're constructing. So this method, center your label. Now we got a nice tuck tab box here that's really well supported. It's secure. It's going to last. It doesn't bulge. Nice little tuck tab. All right, lucky me, because I have you. Here's my tag. So, got a little black and white baker's twine here, and I'm just slide through, tie a bow. I punched a circle with a 1/8 inch handheld circle. I can't give that up. I know Stampin' Up! Hasn't had one for a while, but I can't give mine up. And once you got a bow you like, then you can trim the tails. I gave myself way too much twine. There we go. I don't usually do that. If you know me, you know I don't usually do that. And last, now this ace is bumped, so we only need dimensionals on the heart half of our tag. So let's go ahead and add a few little minis to support the heart half. And we can take our multi-purpose liquid glue, support the far edge too, because that's going to span across our card and need some support on that other end. See that? All right, you don't want to cover that little heart that you put back there. Go almost to the edge of your basic black label and then secure that guy down. There it is. We did it. All right, I'm out. I got some work to catch up on. I'll see you guys next week. We're going to do mystery card on Thursday at 2. I'll be back for Facebook Live Friday at noon. And look out for some cool stuff on the blog between now and then. I have a few projects all lined up for you that are really cute stuff. All right, make it great, you guys. Thank you. Bye.